We need to talk about what happened in Pretoria. It's a truly horrific story of a community just completely shattered by violence. So today, we're going to break down exactly what we know so far about this tragic massacre.
Okay, so picture this. It's December 6th, 2025. We're in the early hours of the morning at a bar in Pretoria. People are just, having a night out. And then out of absolutely nowhere, gunfire. Just like that, a regular night becomes an absolute nightmare.
So let's get right into it. To really grasp the full scope of what happened here, we have to start with the basic, fundamental facts. What do we actually know about how this mass shooting unfolded?
All right, here are the core details. We're talking about a mass shooting that took place at the Saulsville/Atteridgeville hostel right there in Pretoria. And the time? Man, the time is just chilling. It was about 4:15 in the morning. Think about that. Most of the city is completely silent, asleep, and this horror is unfolding.
And this wasn't some lone, random act of violence. No, the reports are clear. 3 gunmen. They walked into this informal bar and just opened fire on everyone inside. Having 3 attackers, that suggests this was planned. This was coordinated.
But beyond the cold facts of the crime, there's the part that really truly matters, the people. The human toll of this is just devastating. So now, let's talk about the victims and the real cost of this attack.
In total, around 25 people were shot. Just let that number sink in for a second. 25. That's 25 individual lives, 25 families, just completely turned upside down in a few terrifying moments.
And of those 25, 12 didn't make it. They tragically lost their lives. That's 12 people who went out that night and never, ever came home to their friends and families.
And then there's this. This is the detail that just guts you. Among those 12 dead were 3 children. 3 kids. Their lives just gone. It's a truly heartbreaking testament to just how indiscriminate and awful this attack really was.
Okay, so after an attack like this, the only thing that matters is finding the people who did it. And that's exactly what happened next. A massive manhunt began for the assailants.
So the police, they moved fast. They launched a manhunt for these 3 gunmen right away. But here's the thing. So far, nothing. No suspects have been arrested. The people who did this are still out there.
And that leaves us with the 2 biggest questions of all, right? The ones hanging over this entire investigation. Who are these people and why? What on earth was their motive? These are the questions that are just haunting this community.
Now, to even start to wrap our heads around a possible motive, we really have to look closer at the location. Because the bar itself, well, it might actually hold some pretty important clues.
See, the shooting didn't happen at a regular licensed bar. It happened at what's known in South Africa as a Shebeen. And if you're not familiar with that term, it's basically an informal, unlicensed tavern. Think of it like a bar that's set up in someone's home, operating completely off the books.
And it turns out the authorities knew about this place. They've confirmed that, it was unlicensed, but not only that, it had also been flagged before as a spot linked to other crime. So you can see how that adds this whole other really complex layer to the investigation, right?
So, where does that leave us? You have a community just drowning in grief, trying to process this unimaginable loss. You have an investigation that's still searching for answers. And in the middle of it all, there's just one single question that hangs over everything. Will justice be found for the 12 people who lost their lives?